Yeah, absolutely. I am a reality maximalist. I, you know, I know that reality is real and important, even though I probably can't explain why. And there's a lot of things like that for humans because our unconscious minds are a lot older than our conscious ones. Um,
Hmm.
they know more than we do. We being conscious ego, which is thinks it's smart because it can introspect itself. Um, you know that reality matters because when you experience it, it feels great. I I've been so the company Tlon that works on Orbit has been working on it for many years. I don't work there anymore. I used to, but I'm still very close with all the people that work there. And they recently just, they're a remote company. They were based in San Francisco, and now everyone is scattered to the winds. They're, all over the country, all over the world, in different countries even.
Hmm.
They recently had an offsite, which is a funny thing to call it an offsite because it's more like an on-site because everyone's permanently offsite. But they had a get together of the team, and afterwards, everyone was just saying, and this is a group of people that loved remote work and they build technology that enables people to work remotely.
Hmm.
And they're all saying, in person is the best. We have to do more of
Yeah.
this. This is how real work gets done because when people are all together, like they can communicate in a way that is just so different than what you get online. And I think people now are becoming really attuned to this because so
Hmm.
many of us have become full-time remote workers because it became suddenly normalized. And at first it was like, wow, this is really great. This is so much better. I can work on
Hmm.
my own time. I can take a shower in the middle of the day if I want to. Um, I can, and there are downsides, of course, too. But like, I have this ability to, I don't have to leave my house. I don't have commuting time. I can have back-to-back meetings because I don't have to travel anywhere physically.
Hmm.
But then they go back and they have an in-person gathering and they go, oh, yeah, okay, now I remember what I was like. By virtue of contrast, now I remember what I was missing about the physical presence of a bunch of people that you like in one place, hanging out and talking about ideas. So it's the body knows, like we know that reality matters, and so long
Hmm.
as we are embodied, reality will matter.
But Josh, you can just do that in the metaverse.
Get out of here.
That is interesting. I mean, you mentioned communication, so clearly there's way more going on unconsciously than we can than is immediately obvious. So even something like smell or the many different like signals, right? Do you think that there's something fundamental? What do you think that? Do you think there's something else that can never really be replicated? Something about being in person with other people? What is that?
Well, that's a deep question. I mean, if you, in my Neuralink example from before,
Yeah.
the extrapolated Neuralink to now it can simulate any sense and, it can simulate any sense. Well, that would indicate that, well, yes, it is possible to ultimately displace reality with something artificially produced that feels enough like reality because we can manipulate the human mind itself.
Hmm.
Into thinking whatever it's seeing is reality because you can make it see whatever you want. The jury's still out on whether or not that's possible. It's pretty far out. If computers are, ever going to be able to mimic the real world, it may be more the case that they create something that is different but seems real in the same way that the current world seems real. It could be possible, I don't think it would be good. And I mean good and, in the the good and evil sense.
Yeah.
And that's because I don't think that, humans can create things that are as fundamental as nature. And so anything we create is ultimately going to be extremely complex. And I've already talked a lot about complexity. So you know what I think is going to happen with that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I do think that technology, it needs to enhance the things that are already human, rather than try to alter humans into something else. And I have a hard time believing that we could actually replace the world of reality with machine-driven sensory interactions that would compete with it, really, in a way on par.